my husband is in the other room working and he's on a call. So I am gonna be as quiet as I can, so hopefully y'all can still hear me. I'm also sitting on my bed. Today, I am going back over some stuff for my Hades and Persephone retelling. Camp NaNo is just around the corner. It's next week, I think. And I realized that I haven't really looked at Hades and Persephone since January. Oh my god. Oh my... Holy crap, really? Since January? Yeah, since January. I'm going to jump back into Hades and Persephone, and I will say that being away from it for a while has definitely given me some clarity about, I think, the direction that I want it to go. I think I know for sure how I want it to end, which I was always taught that in storytelling, knowing your ending before anything else was probably the most important thing. So I know that, and that's changed a little bit from its original form, if you will. It's had a transformation. So I should probably write that down before I forget, right? And I know I want to keep all my Hades interludes. I want to keep my Hades interludes in there because I just really think it's important to have his perspective on the story, even if it's just snippets. Because Hades is very much a main character, as Persephone is in this story. So I think it's important to keep all of his interludes. So I think I'm gonna go back and reread his interludes and kind of work on those as well, because I don't have all of them yet. I have most of them, I don't have all of them, and I think I should probably go ahead and write all of them and then just sort of insert them where I think they fit the best, if that makes sense. I think I'm gonna get my Hades and Persephone notebook back out, the one that's dedicated solely to this story, and I think I'm just gonna try and write down some ideas. We'll see. Gonna have to add another title to that. Isn't a stereotypical YA title. Ew. Calls and stuff, but I think I know what I want to change, at least for the most part. I realized too that my Persephone acts very much like a 16-year-old, and she's supposed to be 20. So it is funny because I don't think that this book really counts as YA. Just given the fact that my characters, like, none of them are teenagers, none of them are minors, they're all adults, clearly, or they're not 18, they're all 20 or older. It feels, just going back over and looking over some of the chapters, it really feels like a YA book, and I'm like, oh, that's not really what I was going for. So I'm gonna have to change Persephone's attitude a little bit, which shouldn't be too hard because, I mean, Persephone is very much, you know, she's someone who's, I think, graceful even in a bad situation. So I'm hoping that by just changing some of her dialogue or how she responds to things or reacts to things, that will reflect that. What do you think, baby? No, she got nothing. I don't know if you can tell by the morning light, but it is the next day because I got tired yesterday, and I'm still tired. Sounds like an Uncle Iroh thing to say. One of the other things that I was thinking about for Hades and Persephone is that I just feel like I need to rework a lot of things because there's a lot of elements that come into play, and I don't want to give too much away because there's a lot. There's a lot of elements in it that tend to lead to somewhat dangerous situations, I guess I can say. But I'm trying to make it seem like it's not petty, like it's at least in the character's eyes, it's a very legitimate reason to act out in a certain way. You know what I mean? Trying to figure that out too, especially with one particular character. Oh, this is my kitchen, by the way. It's the only part of the house that's really clean-ish. There's a lot of characters who I would consider antagonists, and I think I need to scale down how many antagonists this story has. But we'll see. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still working on it. So I don't actually know what all I am doing today. Probably cleaning up because we're going to the beach tomorrow, and the beach is 12.5 hours away. So that'll be fun. Maybe. I'm really hoping that this time around, coming back to this story, this is the moment when I get it done and get it to a place where I can present it to people and actually have people read it. So fingers crossed. Okay, so I love me a petty villain. Absolutely love me a petty villain. Maleficent, petty, love her. Hades in Hercules, petty, love him. I cannot think of a way to make my characters not petty. Like, it's weird. There are certain stories where I feel like having a villain whose motivations are purely on there was some kind of slight against them, or they perceived it to be a slight against them. Like, that just doesn't fit here, and I'm afraid that my story is like that. So I'm writing out reasons why I think that my antagonists don't like Persephone. You know, it like things that like would justify it. And I'm like, but is that too petty? Is that a legitimate reason for not liking someone? Or is that just them being petty? And so it's like, I don't know. So it's just like, because I'm thinking of, I'm not gonna say who, but I'm thinking of a character in particular. And I can't figure out a way for this character to be anything but petty. I mean, I guess it sort of goes with this character because in mythology, the characters, I'd say, very petty. So maybe actually that would work for this particular one, maybe not for the other two. I'm like, but it's just that feeling of like, how well is that actually gonna fly? How well is that actually going to be received and not be like, oh, that's stupid, that's terrible character motivation. So, but I guess that's what betas are for. My goal is that by the end of the year, I'm completely done with Hades and Persephone. Like, it's to the point where I can send it out to friends and betas and people to read and then work on figuring out how to get it into the world. Meow, 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 meow. Hi, Salem. done absolutely nothing yesterday because we ended up going down to the beach and we're there for a while because that's how it happens when you're at the beach. So people are down at the beach today. My husband and my sister-in-law are taking naps because they got up at like 5 something to go fishing. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go into the living room, dining room area thing. I was going to put on a sweater because it's cold. I'm going to go into the living room, dining room, table, whatever it's called, and set up and just start working on stuff because I realize it's the 29th and Camp NaNo starts very soon. So I need to get working on stuff. So let me go try and set this up and I'll try not to embarrass myself. I did not bring a notebook. Let me rephrase that. I did bring a notebook, but the notebook I brought, I have a very specific plan for. I didn't bring a notebook that I could just like jot down notes in. And nobody here, I think, has a notebook. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know what I do. I've been looking around for like just spare pieces of paper and those don't even exist here. So, because I was thinking, oh, it might be fun to just walk down to the beach and sit under the umbrella and, you know, write at the beach. But your girl forgot a notebook that she can use. And nobody's got one. So, I don't know how well that plan is going to turn out. Probably not well at all. Let's be real here. So, crisis somewhat averted. I didn't find a notebook, but I just looked at the time and it's about 1:30. And there's a sandwich shop here on Hatteras that we all really like that closes at 3. And it's 1:30. So they're probably going to be coming back soon so we can go get sandwiches and fried pickles for lunch because welcome to the South. So I was in my car last night, and guess what I found in the back seat? This is where I'm going to be ending the video, and I'm talking a little bit quietly again because I'm embarrassed to do this in a house full of other people. But, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and coming on this adventure with me, both in my Hades Persephone story and to the beach. I'm really excited for Camp NaNo to start, which is tomorrow. Yay! So I'm really excited to track my progress with that and let you guys see how revising and rewriting Hades and Persephone goes. So again, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you would like to see more content, and especially since Camp NaNo is around the corner, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, or click that bell, ring the bell, do the bell thing so that you're notified every time. It's like I've never done this before, so that you're notified every time I upload any video. And I'll see you all next time for Camp NaNo.